Gracious God, creator of the universe, and yet the lover of my soul. Alpha and Omega, and yet I can call you friend. I don't have to beg you for anything, but I can thank you for everything. God, I thank you because this is the day that you have made, and I can rejoice and be glad in it. Thank you for this day of magnificence and glory and splendor. God, I thank you for life, health, and for strength. I thank you for soundness of mind. I thank you for peace, love, and joy. I thank you for the essence of you that envelops me right now, from the crown of my head to the soles of my feet. We thank you for this day of manifestation. We thank you for the day of revelation. We thank you for the day of impartation. We thank you as you move in the midst of your people to bring us to the greatest times that we've ever seen since the foundation of the world. Thank you, Lord, that for this time and for this season, you've allowed us to be a part of your move in the face of the earth. I thank you, God, for the revolution that you're bringing forth, God, even in the midst of the earth right now. And I thank you for the opportunity to be a part of what you're doing in this hour, because in the last days, saith God, you said you would pour out your spirit on all flesh. And so now we thank you for the pouring out. God, I thank you for the rain and the move of your spirit. I thank you for fresh oil. I thank you for new wine. I thank you for the new thing that you're doing. I thank you now that it does spring forth. I thank you, Lord, that you've called us to be the head and not the tail. You've called us to be above only and not beneath. You've called us to be the lender and not the borrower. You've called, God, that our storehouses would be full and increase. God, I thank you because even I decree and declare that the people under the sound of my voice, even now, are moving in the might of your strength, not by might nor by power, but by your spirit. I thank you for those that are the sons and daughters of God that are called because they walk not after the flesh, but after your spirit. I thank you for the rising up of the people of your kingdom. I thank you that your kingdom come. I thank you that your will be done, even now in earth as it is in heaven. I thank you, Lord, because you are moving in the midst of your people mightily as never before. Raise us up, oh God, to the standard of what you've called us to be. God, I thank you for the standard of greatness. I thank you for the standard of holiness. I thank you for the standard of moving as the sons and daughters of yours, and not as vagabonds, not as those that never knew you, not as those that are confused and confounded, but God, those that know who they are in you. I thank you for the knowing. I thank you, God, for knowing you. I thank you for knowing your presence. Thank you for knowing your Holy Ghost power that gives us the ability to be successful. Your anointing that gives us the power to rise up and be called blessed. Thank you for that is in us. Thank you, God, for all things that pertain to life and godliness. Thank you because we are not confused. We are not deceived. And we thank you for that clarity of mind and the clarity of vision that allows us to walk forth as kings and queens, as princes and princesses in the kingdom that walk in the earth. We thank you that we are your beloved, and we rise up as the apple of your eye. We rise up, oh God, as those that you love with all of your heart. And God, we love you back. I thank you for soundness of mind. I thank you for soundness of spirit. I thank you that healing is our bread. Healing is our deliverance. By the stripes of Jesus, we're already healed. And we speak forth that healing even now for those that need it. Thank you, God, for every stripe that was taken. Thank you for the bruising. Thank you that he was wounded for our transgressions, bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him. God, with those same stripes we declare and we speak healing in Jesus' name. We give you glory, we give you peace, we give you honor, we give you blessing, we give you might. We ascribe all of these things unto you because they are yours. Thank you, the fruit of my lips giving thanks unto your name, ever giving you all that is yours. Glory, honor, power, dominion, majesty, it's yours. I decree it and I speak it. In the mighty name of Jesus, it is so. Amen and amen.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. I want to welcome you to today's edition of Yes You O Cubed. That O Cubed stands for one-on-one. It's just me and you. I am your spiritual thought leader, Regina L. Stillman, and I'm so glad that you joined me on this fine day, you all. Yes, it is Wednesday, hump day. January the 26th in the year 2022. And I'm so glad that you came in here this morning to spend some time with the Lion's Den. It's just always a blessing because listen, the most beautiful people in the world gather in the Lion's Den, and that's you. Every last one of you. You are the most beautiful people in the world. And I'm so glad every morning I get the blessing to come in and sit and chat and have a conversation with each one of you. You're just beautiful. You're just beautiful, beautiful people. Y'all just beautiful people. I'm so glad to have you on this morning. You know how we get this party crack-a-lacking. We always come in and we like to appreciate those that come in the Lion's Den and bring the energy early. They bring the love in the house. They bring the peace in the house. They bring the joy and the happiness in the house. I tell you, they set the stage. They make it right so that when we come in, it's already been set and prepared before us. So at this point and at this time, let's go ahead and get this party crack-a-lacking because you know in that section, that very special section, I love to see who makes their lips, hips, and fingertips into the Lion's Den VIP section. So let's get this party crack-a-lacking and let's get it going. So the third person that came in this morning and the second runner-up is none other than Miss Fabulous. Miss Fabulous, also known as Mel Holiday. Miss Fabulous made her lips, hips, and fingertips into the lion's den. Y'all give it up for Mel. I appreciate you, Miss Fabulous. And truly, you are fabulous. Now, she's not with us on today. She already checked in and said, I got something I got to do in the morning, an appointment that is very special. I'm so happy for her. But, you know, and that's a beautiful thing. I'm like, you know, I appreciate you guys. It's like, listen, if I'm not going to be there, I just want you to know what's going on. And I want you to know I'm going to miss you guys in the morning and da-da-da-da-da. But at 12 o'clock this morning, she was in the lion's den with the others. And so I just want to appreciate her, even in her absence, as we would say at church. In her absence, giving honor to God, to the pastor in his absence. That's when the pastor doesn't show up. I just want in her absence, because listen, all pastors are not male, but you know, we giving honor, we giving honor, even in their absence. Now, the first runner up and the second one in the room this morning is none other than, oh, you know, let me get this ready, because I want to get these. I want y'all to see these beautiful people, because listen, they are the most beautiful folk in the world. Yes, that first runner up, the second one in the room is none other than Anita Harvey. Yes, Anita, you were the second person in the room. Uh-oh, wrong one. Second person in the room. You're going to get a drum roll and a hand clap all at the same time, because you just that special, girl. You just that special. Yes, Anita was the second one to get her lips, hips, and her fingertips into the lion's den, and that was at 12:00. So listen, you understand, we're talking milliseconds here. We're talking milliseconds here between the love seat and Grandpa Holmes's chair. But Anita, I want you to know we appreciate you and congratulations for getting your lips, hips, and fingertips on the love seat. Let me get it right. Because Grandpa Holmes's chair, I want y'all to know, listen, I'm gonna go ahead and put her picture up even before I get here. Because listen, I want her to get the fullness of all of this. Because when I tell you, this child is not playing. She ain't playing with y'all on Grandpa Holmes's chair. I just want y'all to check this out. You know who it is. Yes, the winner of Grandpa Holmes's chair is none other than, y'all see her up there, y'all. Two tambourines, also known as MCP 812. Girl, you did that thing. And it's mighty comfy. It feels real good, doesn't it? It feels mighty nice. This child is not playing with y'all. You know the old saints used to do, I mean Jesus every step of the way. She means Grandpa Holmes's chair every step of the way, and she ain't playing. I love you, MCP 812. So many hugs, so many kisses, so much love and appreciation coming at you right now. Thank you. You are the bomb diggity, and I appreciate you for making your way in there. I love that vim. I love the vitality. I love the excitement that you guys bring coming in to get Grandpa Holmes's chair. I appreciate you. I really, really do. It sets the energy. I feel that. Now, let me tell you about MCP. Two Tams, when she comes in, after she has secured the chair, after she has secured the bag, she looks back at everybody else that comes in and says, good morning to you. I love it. I love it. I absolutely positively love it. Now, go ahead and get ready, because before we get going here, I just got to go ahead and give so much love and so much appreciation to my mods. You all know who they are. Shelly Thunder, y'all know that's my girl. Shelly Thunder comes in here, and you know she brings it every time she comes up in the room. I appreciate her. Up above my head, I hear thunder in the air. Yes, Shelly Thunder comes in and she holds down the fort, and she is led by our fearless leader, none other than the Rebel Inc. And the Rebel knows what she's doing, baby. She takes care of business in and out of the studio. She just handles everything for us. She's flanked by none other than Michelle Brown. Oh, And I love these three ladies, and I want y'all to give them a whole lot of mod love and a whole lot of mod respect in the Lion's Den, because I couldn't do it without them. These are some beautiful ladies, and as I tell you all the time, they cover me, and I appreciate them for everything that they do. Now, let's get this party crack-a-lacking, and let's get this party started. Before I do, let me say thank you once more, and again, I cannot believe even on yesterday, you all saw my credits were a little bit out of sync on yesterday. That's where I normally give all my props and appreciation to everybody that took part in the raid. Oh, I'm not in the raid, but in the hype train. I appreciate each of you so much because y'all did that thing. I mean, y'all came in before we even got started, before the stream even got to the official starting point. The hype train was already going and in full force by the time we got to the point of talking. And again, normally I would give all of those accolades and appreciations at the end of the stream during the credit period, but because we didn't have that, I was unable to do that. But I still want to come back. I don't ever want to get so excited and so caught up that I don't stop and say thank you, because as I say always, you don't have to do it, but you did, and Spiritual Thought Leader appreciates you for that. I really do. Now, come on, get those coffee cups out and let's get this party crack-a-lack and let's get this party started. So here we go. Let me find my coffee cup. There it is. I got mine out. And as a matter of fact, let me go ahead and do this while I'm getting my coffee cups out. Yes, I got to get this one for DJ Onyx Heart. There's one cup for you. He comes in with 20 cups every time he comes in. He doesn't come with just one. He comes in with 20. And so we always break at least one for good measure and good pleasure. Matter of fact, I'm going to break 2 today. There you go. We're down to 18. I want to say good morning to you. So this is the time that I just come through and just enjoy saying good morning to everybody. The Rebel Inc., I appreciate you and I see you. DJ Onyx Heart, good morning to you. I see you. MCP 812, I see those coffee cups. Good morning to you and I see you. Stacy 546, good morning, girl. You got your cups ready and I love you. BTD Mom, I see every last one of those coffee cups and good morning. J Trey 707, come on in here. It's really early. So you must supposed to be here. Come on in, baby. Come on in. We got room for you in the Lion's Den. Come on in and make yourself at home. And I see you. Simply Amazing. I call her my healed scar. I see you, Simply Amazing. Come on in here. And DJ Onyx Heart, just so you know, Simply Amazing, DJ Onyx Heart said that the warehouse was already out on Act Right. So I already know you ain't gonna have none. Come on, Bill Ingsley. Thank you for following. I appreciate you. Come on in the Lion's Den and we welcome you in. I want to say good morning. Good morning. I'm looking and I'm booking and I'm taking my computer's moving kind of slow. I'm gonna come to this side over here. Because this other one's moving too slow for me. Monica L. Smith, I see you, girl. Come on in. That's my baby and nobody puts baby in the corner. I appreciate you for coming in the Lion's Den this morning. I see you. Tall pumps, and she pumps tall. Come on in the Lion's Den. You know I got mad love for you, girl. I appreciate you. Yes, I do. 2 Tams, I see you. Anita Harvey, I see you. Come through. Fairly All Day, I see you. And I want you to know this about Fairly All Day. She is a blessing. She is a moderator for you know my girl, Dr. Dady Priest. I gotta say that name at least once every stream because that's my girl. And this is one of the mods from Dr. Dady Priest and Engagement Matters. I appreciate you so much for being in the room today. God bless you and I see you. Stacy 546, if I missed you before, I'm not gonna miss you now. Good morning and I see you. Mac 522, who is a new streamer on Twitch and is already made affiliate. Look, I gotta give you props. I'm still so happy for you. Congratulations. Mac 522, I see you. She is a streamer. If you're not following her, please follow her. DJ Onyx Heart is a streamer. If you're not following him, please follow him. And as we come on up the line, the Rebel Inc., I see you. That is my Ace Boon Coon and my #1, and she's always there. And I appreciate you so much. Now, I'm coming on up. I'm trying to see. I hope I haven't missed anybody this morning. It's a good day. It's a marvelous day. It's a wonderful week. Kim Possible, I see you. I just didn't go up far enough. Kim Possible, that's my pastor from the ATL. And you know how I say, oh, thank heaven for 7-Eleven. Kim Possible, anytime she's in the room, anything is possible. It's good to have you this morning. So much love coming at you. Yes, it is. And I appreciate you for coming in the Lion's Den. Now we're going to come on down and we're going to get ready to get this party started. I hope I didn't miss anybody. I'm going real fast. But listen, this is my time to appreciate you for taking time to be in the Lion's Den. And I absolutely positively love you. Now let's get this music crack-a-lacking. Let's get this music going and let's get going with today. You all, it was a beautiful, beautiful stream on yesterday. I appreciate everybody that came in the room and shared your knowledge, shared your input. It was just absolutely positively wonderful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now let's get this music crack-a-lacking. Let's get this party started and let's start talking. Y'all see I'm naked again today because I still haven't got all my stuff from the old studio. So, you know, I'm naked once more and again this morning, but my glasses will be back. My glasses will be back. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Now, as we slumbered, slept, and slobbered, what's in the news and what's trending today? Can you believe it's 2 years today since Kobe left us, y'all? And so we're just going to open up with memories of him and all the genius and energy that he brought to this world, the heart, the love, the basketball genius and finesse that he brought. Can you believe it's been 2 years? Time is just flying, you guys. Time is just flying. But we just want to commemorate and remember him in his passing, his daughter Gigi, and all the others that perished in that crash 2 years ago today. So, you know, I just wanted to definitely stop and pay homage to him and some appreciation for who he is. As Kim Possible said the other day, when we say people's names, when we remember them, when we speak their names forth, their spirit, their energy, they are yet alive in this realm and in this plane. And so for that, Kobe Bryant, we just want to speak your name this morning and appreciate you for all that you brought to this world. Now, that being said, we're going to move on. And while we slobbered and slept, can't talk this morning. While we slobbered and slept, Catherine Cates from Orange is the New Black and also from Seinfeld also passed away during the night on yesterday. So I want you all to, it's been 2 years, simply amazing. Isn't that's unbelievable. It's been 2 years already. And I know how many of us were just shocked, stunned, and amazed. I was out in LA and got a chance to drive as I was going to Malibu Beach. And I got a chance to drive and see the mountain. And when I tell y'all, it was a mountain. They literally ran into a mountain. And it just, you know, when I looked at it, I just was like, how in the world did the pilot just run right into the mountain? I don't know. I don't know that anything's been resolved about that. I don't know. You guys may know more than I do where that's concerned, but I'm like, I just don't know. I just don't know. How do you, as a qualified professional, and then I have a sister who actually, SK 8843, worked at FAA for that was her career, her career in bulk at FAA. And you just wonder how in the world, with the whole process that they have in place, how do you just run a whole elevator into, he miscalculated, Jay Trey. He obviously miscalculated. But you know, Jay Trey, and this, I'm gonna say this again, because I did, as I was driving to Malibu, and man, you talk about some mountains. Those mountains are not playing. They are not playing. I mean, I'm not scared of heights, but listen, when I was driving that little narrow road and you're on the edge, I mean, you're literally on the edge of a little piece of highway on the cliffs. And I was just like, Lord Jesus, even when I was on the inside by the wall of the mountain driving, I was like, we too high up in the air to have any mistakes up in here, because all I see, and these are the mountains where it's just straight rock, baby, nothing but rock. So I'm like, J Trey, I just don't, how do you run a whole dadgum helicopter into, and I looked over again at the mountain that they ran into at the crash site, and I'm still amazed how they, were your eyes open? Was he unconscious? Something in me says he must have been rendered unconscious or something for him to run that daggum helicopter into that whole big, it wasn't no foothill. It wasn't a piece of a it was a mountain. And so, I don't know. I'm still mystified by that. And definitely a miscalculation, to say the least. But I just, something in me thinks this man had to have been, even with fog. I know they said it was fog and so on and so forth. But I don't know. That still baffles me. And I just look and I just don't know. Simply amazing. You said 2 of the cases have settled and 1 is still open. Okay. I would imagine there's got to be some kind of fallout. You live in LA and it was awful. The wife is suing for the pics being, I know, J Trey 707. Now, and that is what is so sad about the scenario too, J Trey. Do we not have any human compassion that we don't care about the impact that those pictures may or may not have had on the family? When you look up and you see, and you know how it is, everybody wants to be the first one to land that big check. I got pictures of the crash site. I can show you what the bodies look like. That is just absolutely positively egregious. And it speaks to the type of place that we live. People suck, Mac 522. People suck. So, and there's no other way to put it. When you are that excited and that money hungry and grabbing for come up with some dollars for who's going to pay the highest amount of money for these pics and put it out, they need to be sued. They absolutely positively need to be sued. And I agree with you on that. And the LA Sheriff's Department is a gang. I've heard that repeatedly. Matter of fact, let me tell you, even I had a recent situation, J Trey, of where I was thinking of calling the police out there on a particular situation for some assistance. And the person I was talking to was like, no, do not, absolutely positively do not call the popo out here, because this will turn into an incident, because that's what they're notoriously known for doing, because they're a gang. And, and I sat and I was just taken aback, and I thought about that, and I thought to myself, how can you live in a municipality or a county or an area, period, where you genuinely do not feel like you can contact those that are supposed to be protecting you, because you already know that it's going to turn out badly, or the likelihood that it's going to turn out badly is very, very high, especially given certain scenarios as they play out, because you already know the pattern, you already know the MO, given certain situations, what kind of response and what kind of reaction you're going to draw from these individuals. And I hope and pray that that's going to be changed as time goes along. We need it now, and we need it really all across the country. But there is a notorious element that goes along in LA, and it's just, there's no other way to put that either. So you said they have noted gangsters in the department, and I'm not surprised by that. I'm not surprised by that at all. But one thing I do have to say, it's unfortunate that we have to live in a society where this goes on. And I'm gonna take that and kind of piggyback that to our conversation on yesterday, and I'm gonna come back to it again today. But our conversation on yesterday was about mental health and mental wellness, and the fact that as we identified, the statistic for Black male suicide has increased 70%. 70%. And again, I don't remember exactly what year they took that from, but it was no longer back. It was no farther back than 2015, may have been less than that, but a 70% increase in Black male suicide. And I think we also have to take in consideration, J. Trey, when, and I can almost tell you, every Black parent that's listening to my voice right now, and especially girl or boy, it doesn't matter, but especially with our Black sons, they get the quote unquote speech when you start talking about how to deal and how to handle yourself when you deal with law enforcement that is so heavily impacted by racist individuals and gang mentality and gang members, as you said, noted gang members in the actual department. And so if you stop and think about that and the impact that has, I got to stop and think, well, even for myself, I got to stop and think, listening to my friend who says, no, Regina, you do not want to do that. Do not do that. It's too high a risk that it's going to end badly. And you think about how Black males have to carry that weight and that responsibility, that even when I may be doing nothing, I can still very much be at risk because we got gang members in the popo. It's a problem. So, and again, coming to mental health and the idea that we'll shoot first before we'll deal with the mental health issue. They did this, they did that. We need trained, qualified mental health professionals to deal with the situation if it's mental health related. But we surely don't need you pulling a weapon and shooting folk up dead, especially unarmed people. And so it's an issue. Going back again, that it had to be somebody from the inside of the authorities that leaked the picture because nobody else was there. Going back to Kobe, nobody else was there. So it had to be somebody within the ranks of officials, whether it was a paramedic, first responders, let's just put it there. It had to be somebody in the first responder scenario that leaked those pictures out. And these are the people that we expect to trust. These are the people that we want to trust. Let me say, we don't expect it as I experienced here recently. You don't expect it. As a matter of fact, it's discouraged because we don't want a bad scenario in what should not be anything more than, something real plain and simple. But at the end of the day, we want to have a scenario. It's systemic racism, Stacey. All day long, it's systemic racism. These past 7 years have been extremely traumatic being a Black person watching our country. Let's see, come on back. It jumped up on me. Let me scroll back up to I want to get the rest of what you were saying, Dre Trey. I am not Black, but I see the pain of family, friends, and students, and it's too much. Come on, J. Trey. And at the end of the day, we're all in a part of the human race together. And that's the thing. It doesn't matter what amount of melanin we have in our skin, we're still one. And there's no way we can see one thing happening to one segment of part of us, even though they may have a different amount of melanin, a different culture, whatever, we're still brothers and sisters. You absolutely positively cannot have humanity in your heart, even though you may not be Black, and not have some kind of sense of feeling for the Black people's plight, that this is still going on. This isn't perceived wrongdoing. This isn't some kind of paranoia. This isn't some kind of trumped up in your mind. This is real stuff. This is real. This is the real deal, baby. This is real life. I know even here I've had to deal. I have a nephew who has always been tall. He's always been large. He's always been, but he is the most gentle giant teddy bear you ever want to see. And I've seen him all of his teenage, because it started as a teenager, because 9 times out of 10, when you deal with law enforcement and you see black folk, they automatically make your age greater than what it is. Oh, I saw a black man. He's only 12. I saw a black man and he looked like he was going to kill me. I shot him up. You know, I've seen my nephews have to deal with absolutely nothing. And I'm not talking because I'm their aunt and I just want to have favor for them. I'm talking about, I've seen situations where he's walking down the street, minding his own business, just trying to walk, and the popo roll up and get aggressive. This is real. So even as we talk about the realities of the black male and our kings, our princes, what they have to deal with to make it and live in this society, that mental pressure that I can be driving down the street, I can be walking down the street, I can be sitting on the sidewalk and wake up dead at the hands of those that are designed and it's supposed to protect. That's a lot. That's a lot, not to mention all the other things that we have to deal with. DJ Onyx Hart, what is wrong with our policing today? They stopped a black person for a particular car they drive, yet a white person can drive the same kind of car and they never get stopped. I see you. And listen, it's all kind of issues there, DJ Onyx Hart. And the reality of it, again, as we continue to echo where we started on yesterday, that 70% suicide increase in the black male population, it says to me, we've got to talk about it. We've got to talk about it because this is serious. Tall Pumps, they got a whole gang database targeting our sons. Pay attention. The paper trail starts in grammar school. Now, and I will say this, Tall Pumps, I actually went to a community meeting, and this was not just with black people. The community meeting was some of everybody, including the school system. And the gist of that meeting was, by 3rd grade, hear me folks, and this isn't made up, this isn't some kind of QAnon in reverse conversation that's crazy. This is real stuff. So the realities that by 3rd grade, they're using those test scores to determine how many prison cells they're building for the future. 3rd grade, built off of the urban core, predominantly black kids, and particularly targeting our black young men. 3rd grade, they're already projecting and building accordingly jail cells. You know what? I don't have my glasses, but I'm gonna have to go ahead and do it without my devil glasses, because this is sheer devilment. Could it be? Could it be? The devil. Baby, that ain't nothing but the devil. And that's real talk. That's real talk. That's not perceived. The mayor was there. The mayor at that time was there. Other city fathers and officials were there. We had several segments represented that were there. This is the real deal. 3rd grade, we're planning, going into the urban core and planning how many jail cells, which is nothing more. And we got to deal with this in the criminal system. We got to deal with the reality that that's just a reinvigorated, reinvented slavery system. That's all it is. And when you're making plans and preparations off of 3rd graders, something's wrong. Something is wrong. And that's a real Tall Pumps. That's a real. And I think a lot of times we don't, for those that are unaware that this is the way of the system currently, the complex that is very, very jail oriented, we got to pay attention. We got to pay attention. So in the sheriff's department, they are the gangs. I'm gonna come on, bring that on up. Based on areas they police, they are law enforcement with specific tattoos and protocols. They're cliques of every color. I hear you. And I will say this, even though I have friends out in LA, I've got some family out in LA, and I've heard this repeatedly. I haven't had this firsthand experience, but I feel, J Trey, there's been enough documentation. There's been enough proof and representation by behavior and otherwise, that definitely there is a problem. And they know that there's a problem. The question begs, what are we doing about it? What are we doing about it? Jonna CPW, come on in. I see you. And yes, Tall Pumps is telling the truth. She's not playing. This is something that we have to identify and we have to really address. I feel like we saw George Floyd and there was the outcry. We saw some modifications. But at the end of the day, we still couldn't get an anti-lynching law passed. Even after the world saw George Floyd lynched in broad open daylight, we still could not get an anti-lynching law passed. We're not even going to go to all the issues with why we can't get a voting rights bill passed. And I'm not trying to get political, but I'm identifying though, and we just had an article that ran yesterday here in KCK because Kansas has totally gerrymandered and redistricted for the one Democrat, and she's a female LGBTQ Native American. For the one Democrat that they have now solely obliterated. And listen, she won 2 terms. She won the first time, they couldn't believe it. Then she came back and won the next one and won again. They have so obliterated her area that she will never again be reelected with the gerrymandering process. And so we see, and again, I'm not trying to be political on one side or the other, but I'm just talking about right and wrong. When you come in and you start doing all of these, and then what did we start with? The conversation where they are working, they have created a bill and are trying to get it enacted as law in Florida, where we don't have to deal with, as they call it, white embarrassment. White, y'all making us feel bad. You can't make it. What do you mean? Don't make us feel bad. Y'all are killing us, and you don't feel bad about that. So, we got all of these different things racially motivated that we've got to deal with. At the end of the day, and I love because the Lions Den represents all demographics. It's not all black. I love the fact that we have different cultures. I love the fact that we have different ethnicities. I love the fact that every representation here is welcomed and nobody is destructively put down, talked about. It has to come to a point where we genuinely begin to come together, work together, deal with the truth together. We can't continue to close our eyes and act like there's not a problem. There is, Houston, there is a problem. We've got to deal with that and the truth of that for real. And I appreciate you, J. Trey. I appreciate you coming in, speaking, sharing facts, talking, telling the truth. Come on, Fairly All Day. I just saw you. As one in the legal industry, I affirm that stat. Big facts. Thank you so much, Fairly All Day. And I appreciate when people can come in and substantiate. DJ Wild Rose Onyx Heart, good morning to you, sis. I see you. She is a streamer. Please follow her. But Fairly All Day, this is real stuff. So, this is where, if anything happens here in the Lion's Den, if it's for nothing more than to wake us up, I said, listen, there's enough people out there preaching and talking to the sheep. I'm called to wake up other lions. I'm called to wake up other lions that know how to roar. We're not violent. We're not destructive. That's not our way. That's not our nature. We talk about the season and the time when the lion and the lamb can lie down together and the lion doesn't see lamb chops. That we're different. We're not looking for we want to shear your sheep and get your wool. That's not the kind of lions that we are. This is where the lions can lie down with the sheep together and everybody be made stronger, everybody be made better. But at the end of the day, I'm looking for lions that will wake up and roar and say, listen, folk, this has got to stop. And so even as we've brought up this topic on this morning, I think we got to really deal with the impact impact that this kind of pressure on our black men, this is pressure, y'all. This is pressure. You're already planning and plotting by third grade for my failure. By third grade, can I even get a chance up in this piece? By third grade, you're already planning how you're going to incarcerate me and enslave me to the system. Because at the end of the day, y'all, that ain't nothing but slavery. That ain't nothing but slavery, y'all. That ain't nothing but slavery. Come on now. That's free labor. So at the end of the day, I think we have to look at all of these different factors. How does it impact us as a people? Because listen, I love you, J. Trey, because as you said, when you see it, when you watch it, when you witness it, you don't have to be black to have feelings about it. You don't have to be Hispanic to have feelings for our Hispanic brothers and sisters. You don't have to be Asian to see injustice against Asian brother. You don't have to be because at the end of the day, we're all humans and we're all sisters and brothers under that code by itself. I don't have to have any of just the fact that I'm human, you're human. And if you don't feel anything when you see other humans suffering, because baby, I rest assured, don't care about it today, but one day that shoe's gonna jump up on your foot. One day it's going to be you that's going to be the outcast. One day you're going to be the one that's outside the loop. And I'm just saying, let's get rid of all of this mess and do the right thing. Truck driver 57, I see you. I see you. Come on in the room, truck. I love you, sir. Come on, come on, come on. Voting rights law as opposed to voting rights act. There is a difference. I appreciate you on that. Thank you so much. We only destroy the bad for the benefit of the good. I hear that. Good morning, Michelle Brownell. I'm so happy to see you this morning. Peace, love, and energy. All kind of blessings coming to you. Miracles, signs, and wonders be on your life, Michelle Brownell, and everybody that's in here today. So I wanted to start with that. I hear you. If your brother or your sister is hurting, I am too. And that's the way I was raised that way too, J. Trey. And I believe it. It's not just a byword. It's not just a pretense, but I'm really a believer. I cannot look. I'm that person. Let me just go ahead and tell the truth. Shame the devil. Tell the truth. Listen, I'm that person. If I walk into a room and I see somebody crying, it depends on if I'm in my official capacity. Hey, SK8843, come on in the room. Now, if I'm in my official capacity and I'm officiating or something like that, now you know you can't have the officiating up there. You know, you got to pull it together. You got to pull it together. But otherwise, if I'm just Joe Blow public sitting on the pew and you start dropping tears, baby, my tears are coming. It's just that my heart is just tender like that. If I see your tears dropping, I'm gonna drop some tears. My heart just, I feel you. I feel you. I feel that thing. And so, you know, that sense of, if you see your brother or your sister and they're hurting and they're in distress and they're in pain and you feel absolutely positively nothing, baby, I gotta check. You got some ice in your veins. Something I don't get it. I don't get it. I just, you know, and you may not be like me. You may not have that. Listen, Little House on the Prairie, I'd be sitting there, Laura Ingalls Wilder, and shoot, by the time something would happen, and I'm that one. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna tell on my sisters too. When we go to the movies, I have two siblings, two sisters. When we go to the movies and our nephews are with us, they all like, get the Kleenex, pass the tissue, because they already know, all three of us, baby, tears. And I ain't ashamed of my tears either. I'm not the one that's got to cry and put my head down. Baby, I'll be there just as big and bold and tears just dropping because my heart is touched. I have a sensitive, caring heart, and I'm glad to have that then versus the opposite. But again, back to this point of how can we see our brothers and our sisters that are in distress and feel nothing? So all of that came out of my conversation about Kobe Bryant and the 2-year anniversary today of his passing and his loss. But still, there's so much to be said. And yes, we need to address policing and the issues that we have there. Good morning, SK8843, and I'm glad you came in at just the perfect time, because criminal justice, I know that is your forte and your area of study. And I'm glad to have also Fairly All Day in here with us on today that can kind of speak to that. So listen, folks, we got to wake up. There's still so much work to do. There's still so many things, so many opportunities for us to make change and be the change. So let's look at all of this for what it is. Teach your babies, teach your children. We got to wake up the lions, DJ Onyx Hart. We got to wake up the lions. Teach your children. There's more to integrity and walking in integrity. You a crybaby too, truck driver? Ain't nothing wrong with it. All the crybabies in the room, raise your hand. Because listen, we are the people that can do it. We can make a change because we feel it. We feel that. It's not just down in my shondo. I feel that. So it's not a plaything with me. And I feel like that's much of why God called me to ministry and the effectiveness that I have. I see you, Stacy 546, and I know you are. Those big, beautiful eyes get to dropping those crocodile tears. And I note that the people that I tend to be drawn to, I see you raise your hand, J Trey. Hey, we ain't no shame in this Lion's Den about being crybabies. Don't mistake crybabies for weak folk. We're not weak just because we have a huge heart, and we may represent. Those tears get to flowing. And listen, more times than not, if let me just put it out there. I have learned, and I'm trying to do a good. You just have allergies. I got you, DJ Onyx. Sorry, you just have allergies. That's what all those tears are. I got you. I'm that person though. It don't make me mad, because I'm gonna tell you what. If you see me mad and you see tears, something about to jump off. You are baby. Don't let me get quiet, and don't let tears start falling. Because if I get quiet and tears start falling in an anger situation, somebody about to die. I'm just saying. Listen, I'm mad. When tears, I'm big mad, DJ Onyx Hart. When I get all the way and you just going and you just won't stop, and I get all the way quiet and I'm not saying anything. I'm just real looking chill to you. But if you see that first tear drop out of my eye, somebody's in trouble. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Somebody's in trouble. See that part and I start shaking, I'm gonna black out on you and can't help yourself, and you're not responsible. Cause baby, tall pumps, I'm just telling you. It's over. BTD mom, you know what I'm saying. It's over. It is absolutely over. When the tears start coming and I'm mad, just leave the room. That's what you need to do. You just need to dismiss yourself. Cause it ain't gonna be nothing nice. It ain't gonna be nothing pretty. Y'all be talking about, I thought she was spiritual thought leader. Baby. It'll be like demon hordes from hell descended upon me. And the transformers, more than meets the eye. Baby, transformation takes place. And I had somebody, so, the devil got me at that point, DJ Onyx, sorry. J Trey, you the same. Once you, I'm crying for you, baby. I'm trying to tell. Another person just shows up, truck driver. They just appear out of nowhere. It's almost like channeling. They done channeled down in my shondo and just came out. I mean, everything just starts coming out, and it's so funny because you know what? At the end of the day, amen. I see y'all. I see there's some folks that can testify to what I'm saying. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about because you know by witness firsthand that you have experienced exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm just trying to tell you, when we open our mouth and and nothing is coming out. Listen, tall pumps, y'all know what? Anger. That's why I feel like you don't want to be that other side of me. I feel you. That's why I think in law, they give you that as an out because somebody knew, somebody could testify and witness. You can get so angry and that passion and that heat of passion, and I ain't talking about no love making either. That heat of passion can come upon you to the extent that, baby, it's just like what a tall bumps you said, blackout. It's like I don't even listen. All I saw was red. All I saw was, baby, all I saw was just, oh my God. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know. Listen, you don't understand because you paper Bible say, good morning, Royal Confessions, and quit lying. I need you to confess. I need you to quit lying while you talking about you paper Bible say, baby. Tall pumps, you said, like mama said, you know that look. And anybody, you said that right, tall pumps. Anybody that knows me well, they know that look, they know the whole transformation. They know the quieting down. They know the body language that gets real. They know the look in the eyes. They know the facial expression. They know the steam coming out of my ears, the heat coming off the top of my head. They know that when your neck starts spitting heat. When your neck start, when you feel the heat coming up out, and you feel the transformation, they know the look. They know the look. You said your dad did that, and you took that head start to run. Get to stepping. Get to stepping because it's over. It's not over. At this point, it's over. OVA, over. Because it has produced a whole nother existence. It's a whole nother being. It's a whole nother personality that comes out, and somebody's in trouble. Good morning, DJ Chanel B. Come on in here. I believe you were having birthday festivities. I want to say happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Am I right? I think it was birthday. Is that correct? The speech when we go in the store, don't ask for nothing, don't touch nothing, don't even think about ask for nothing. Take several seats. I call it love, but not the love you want. I'm just trying to tell you. Hey, birthday, was it a birthday, DJ Chanel B? Happy birthday to you. Come on. I love it. And oh, I still got the devil up, y'all. I forgot to take the devil out of here. But the devil, listen, this whole anger conversation is nothing but Diablo. I promise you, it's when Diablo takes over. Ooh, and I try my best not to ever go there. I really do. I try my absolute best not to ever go there if I can help it. Cause listen, that side of me is not pretty. And it just really is not. It just really is not. Well, come on up in here because it's DJ Chanel's birthday. And you know how we do it on birthdays. This is how we roll. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. you go, DJ Chanel. Happy birthday to you, sis. I appreciate you and thank you for coming on up in here. Now, look at here, y'all. At the end of the day, while we were celebrating DJ Chanel B's birthday, we had a raid, y'all. You better ask somebody. We got a raid up in here. Come on. It's a raid. Good morning, Armani Gmo. Come on up in here. Miss Frosty 60803. Good morning. One Reason is the streamer that brought us to raid this morning. This is my brother. This is my friend. He's the bishop of Twitch. If you're not following One Reason, you definitely need to follow him. Thank you so much for that raid. Brown Eyes 777, I see you. Sight Giver, I see you. Come on in the room and I appreciate you. DJ Classics, I see you. Sight Giver, DJ Classics is a streamer, y'all. Listen, she's doing 21 days of getting your life together. Come on in here, and if you're not following DJ Classics, I want you right now, go ahead and follow her. She will bless your whole entire life. Sight Giver, I see you. Come on, Miss Robin, I see you. Thank you so much. Heaven Sent, that's me, for coming in with that raid. I see you. Lawanda Baskerville, I see you. I appreciate everybody that rode that raid train from the gospel takeover. Y'all so beautiful. Thank you so much, so much. Come on and get your dance on. Hey, step on over to the right and then come on. There you go. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate you all. I really, really do. Now, as we continue that conversation, y'all, it's just so important that we have to look at all the different areas of how we interact and how we deal with the stresses that come in our life. As we look at, again, this situation, we talked yesterday about the impact of what it is that our Black males are carrying in stress, what they're carrying in life, and having to deal with so many different things that a lot of times get overlooked. So even as we just had this long drawn out conversation about the policing situation, even from the standpoint we were acknowledging, for those of you that were coming in through the raid, we started with the conversation that today is the 2-year anniversary of when Kobe Bryant's spirit left us on this terrestrial plane to go on to another. But again, we went on over and kind of crossed in. I'm trying to backtrack this for you so you can kind of understand the pattern of how this conversation came into being. We started talking about the lawsuit that was filed by the folks that sent out the different pictures and photographs that had to be somebody from a first responder. And from there, we had J Trey, who really from the LA area began to talk about the gangs that exist in policing out there. So those are the conversations that we've had so far this morning to kind of bring you up to speed. And then we went from there to what happens. What happened was when we get angry, when we get upset and we see red and we go to the other side, y'all, it ain't nothing pretty. So that's exactly where we were when you came in, just for a little bit of highlight. Man, DJ Classics, we're missing Kobe. We are missing Kobe. It's a rough day. That spirit and that energy is just irreplaceable, and so fantastic in this world that it's like, man, that is a huge. Y'all know we've had some giant people, spirits, energy. Because I always like to come from the level of energy, giant energy that has gone from the face of this earth. Come on, Pam, I am 53. Good morning to you, and come on in the Lion's Den. Thank you so much for coming. I'm going to assume you came through with that raid that came to us by One Reason today. Thank you so much for riding that raid train over here to the Lion's Den. Bryant had boss energy, and you better believe that, DJ Onyx Heart. And that is one of the things, we always talk about boss energy. That is one of the core concepts that we talk about here in the Lion's Den. Whatever you do it with boss energy. And there's a difference between living a life and living a life with boss energy. There's so much difference there. And I'm glad you brought that up because DJ Onyx Heart, there is that. And I played a clip I don't have it queued up today, but I think it's on my Facebook as a matter of fact. But I played a clip and put it out there where he talked about when he was a young teenager and he was playing with some community league. And on that league, he did not score anything, not 1 point the whole time. And so the interview asked him, what happened? He said, I stunk. It was bad. I was horrible. He said, but his dad talked to him, encouraged him when he got home, you know, told him, hey, look, son, you just gonna have to put your head down, do the work. Do the work. And this is one thing we got to understand about boss energy, y'all. Oh, let me get my music back because I was like, man, it's quiet in here. What's going on? But I forgot I turned it off while we were doing happy birthday. You got to do the work. And so he said what he did after that was that's where his resolve, because he not 1 point did he score that whole year. And he resolved within himself, he wasn't going to just be satisfied that I stink. I can't play. This is what I love. This is what I want to do. And he went out there and he groomed himself. He trained himself. He practiced. He did everything that he could possibly do to get to the level and the standard that he wanted to operate at. So listen, DJ Classics, you got to do the work. You got to do the work. Don't worry about the pay. Do the work. And KB Browns, good morning to you, my brother. So glad to see you. You my guy. Hard work pays off. And so this is where even when we started talking about our mental stamina, our what is my perspective? How am I looking at this thing? It could have been just as easy for him to say, I stink at basketball, go sit down and never pick up a ball again and just become a spectator. He said, no, this is what I love. This is what I want to do. If I can't get out here and compete effectively, don't just say, I'm done with it. Not if it's what your passion really is. And some of us are going to have to really stop and say, is this really my passion? I'm going to even speak to some of you that are constantly saying, I'm a procrastinator. I'm a procrastinator. I'm going to ask you, if you're a procrastinator, I'm going to really ask you, but is it really your passion? Because there's something about passion that makes you do what you got to do. I mean, I'm just saying, is it really your passion? And I know that it's easy, if I can use that term, it's easy to say this is what I want to do in lip service, but then I'm looking at behaviors. I'm looking at how you handle yourself given a particular situation. Is that really your passion, or is it lip service that it's, I kind of want to do that, but baby, if you really have a passion for a thing, you will pay the price. You will do whatever you have to do, and you will activate. Y'all got that video going around, Holy Spirit, activate, activate. You will activate if you really, really want to do it. And you're still procrastinating. I just got to ask you to really do some soul searching. Is it really your passion, and is it really what you want to do? Now, you may say, at the end of the day, compassion plus passion plus work. Come on here, SK8843. Compassion plus passion plus work. You got to do the work. And this is when we start talking about boss energy activated, DJ Onyx Hart. It's got to be more than just you saying it with your mouth. And I'm going to encourage you once more again, if you keep talking about I'm a procrastinator and I keep procrastinating, I have to wonder, is it really your passion? Because listen, when that compassion consumes you, it will provoke you to good works. It will provoke you to get up and do what you need to do. And I'm telling you, it just will. Passion equals willing work. Come on, KB, willing work. So y'all, this good stuff coming up in here. Come on, Dana Marie 90. Welcome to you, the Lion's Den. Welcome to you this morning. Because it's like I'm saying, it's getting hard, but first time listening here is showing me, oh, come on. Good to have you. Natty Dread, good grand rising to you. Glad to have you in the Lion's Den. Come on in here. DJ Chanel B, you said you lurking, but come on, lurking and working. It's all good. I'm just glad that you're here. God bless you. Keep on lurking and working. So at the end of the day, when we get into all of these different areas, when you mentioned him and his boss energy, my mind immediately, DJ Onyx Hart, went to when he told that story of himself and how pitifully poor he was at basketball in that league, that teenage, I want to say he was 12, 13, somewhere thereabout, and how he committed himself to really perfect that was his passion. And then we see what he turned out. But at the same time, I can remember even at his demise, how many of the other players, even in the NBA, talked about how he would study the tapes and how he would be out there hours upon hours on the court when everybody else was doing whatever they had done and moved on to the next thing. He was still out there perfecting his craft. That's what I'm talking about when you start talking about boss energy. And so I think he is a perfect example of that, even from his own words and his own testimony of how he came from a place as far as his ability. Your ability at a particular point in time does not stop, limit, or hinder your capability if you're willing to do the work. I'm going to say it again. Your ability is not stopped, hindered, or stunted. Can I use the word stunted? Because his ability as a 12 or 13-year-old is, I stink, I don't have skills. However, his capabilities, he became very capable of doing that and more. His ability increased. Pull up the stakes of your tent, pull up the stakes of your mind, your mentality, the idea of how much you can do, how well you can do it, and perfect that thing that's concerning you to expand your capabilities into areas, into arenas, into spaces that have us saying 2 years after the brother spirit has left us, listen, Mamba, he's still the Mamba. Whenever you get through, he's still the Mamba. So that's where, good morning, Shelly. There she is, y'all. I got to give it to you. I got to give it to you. I got to give it to you because she's in the room. Shelly Thunder up above my head. I hear thunder in the air. There must be a Shelly Thunder somewhere. Good morning to you, sis. So glad to have you. Now, so again, I think that's an excellent opportunity, DJ Onyx Hart, to look at boss energy, because again, for us, Kobe shows and reveals the whole gamut of the, I saw you, girl. He gives us the whole gamut from wannabe, but not quite there, to perfecting, doing the work, and then coming to a level where I'm untouchable. Dalen 628, come on in the room, sis. It's so good to see you on this morning, and we're so glad to have you. So that's where I want us to really take this whole concept, boss energy, and what it can actually do and mean and be. You can be in existence, but I don't want you just to be in existence. I want you to exist with boss energy. What I mean when I say boss energy, I want you to walk high with your head held high. I want you to walk with confidence. I want you to perfect, do the work, all of that, but then walk through the door like your ancestors opened it for you. That's the way I walk in the door. Like my mother, like my father, like my grandparents, and all of my foreparents that came before me, they opened the door and said, Regina, this is for you. Come on in and walk through that door like your ancestors opened that door and find your passion, KB Browns. Find it. If you don't know your passion, find it. Tap into it. And that's the place that I really want you, once you have tapped into and understood the assignment that your passion is bringing to you, then walk through that door. Walk through that door like your ancestors opened it for you, because they really did. And you're really doing yourself and your ancestors a disservice if you don't walk through that door the way they've opened it up for you. They laid the foundation. They prepared the way before you. Walk through that door. Now, that's where I want to go with that on today. And I appreciate, listen, J Trey, I appreciate all of your input because you have given us so much to think about. Stacy 546, you know I love you, girl. I want you to have a blessed day, and we'll see you back in the morning if the Lord bless. So there you go. Now, while all of this is going on, your passion is writing, and you've never had a chance to write. Listen, don't let anybody stop you, Dana Marie 90. Don't let anybody, and really, the only person that can stop you is you. Just go ahead and do it. Do it. What did Nike say? Just do it. That's what I want you to get, that Nike spirit. After you leave the Lion's Den today, I want you to have that in your mindset. If that's your passion, I want you to do it. Make time for it. We talked about this on the other day, and especially from the place of passion and the place of knowing your assignment in life. And what did we say? We started looking at time. We started looking at time management. How much time do you give to your passion? And that was a question that we asked. And then we also brought the question of not just a thing and doing stuff, but I also want you to understand people matter. And so many times we get caught up with our passion and doing the thing that we love. Miss Riz, come on in the rooms. Good to have you today. Welcome to the Lion's Den. So much love coming to you. Not only do you need to be able to follow your passion, but you need people. And this is where I think so many times I can tell you as a clergy person that has to listen and embrace people in their journey and the pain that they have. I cannot tell you how many times, and particularly in our culture, where I know we're out there trying to beat the bricks and we're trying to make it happen. We're trying to get that money going. I understand that. But then I got children that 10, 20, 30 years later are coming to me and we're having conversation because listen, at the end of the day, I love your passion. At the end of the day, I love the money that's long. But at the end of the day, those kids wanted their parents. Those kids wanted their mamas. Those kids wanted their dads. Those kids wanted somebody's time in their lives, not just the benefits of what your passion and your work is bringing up in this house. And so I'm speaking because you know what? My call is to deconstruct the walls between the sacred and the secular to get us to balance, to get us to freedom, and to get us to success. And so the first point that I always deal with is balance. And I'm saying to you, even as you look at your passion, don't let your passion overshadow the folks that are in your life. And I can't tell you who those important people are in your world. It doesn't just have to be blood. It may be something, other friends, whatever the case may be. But I'm gonna tell you, even if you get to a point where you're just so engrossed in your passion, but you're cut off from people, baby, that's gonna get lopsided. Because I can guarantee you, some of the wealthiest people, ask Marilyn Monroe, some of the most renowned, some of the most celebrity, the greatest celebrities that we've ever seen. You let these folk get out in these arenas and have accomplished all that their passion has given them, and then they find themselves cut off from quality relationships and people. Baby, it's not worth it. So we're encouraging people to really make sure, give that passion time, but also I want you to stop and identify what kind of time are the people that really mean the most in your life. And I just want you to just stop right now, literally here in the Lion's Den. The people that mean the most to you in your life right now, how much quality time do you spend with them? And I really want you to assess that. How much quality time do you do having a good time, enjoying their presence, enjoying their time, sharing, talking, just being in each other's space. We miss a whole lot of that. And listen, I'm telling you, when I start talking about I want you to have life and life more abundantly is when you have healthy relationships that also match up with what you are achieving and accomplishing in your passion. If you accomplish all of that and you don't have people in your world that you, and I'm not, this is where I need us to get. Oh, but they know I love them. Spend time with them. Give them some of your energy. Give them you. Can we understand it? Not a gift on a birthday. And I tell people all the time, I'm that person that I'd rather have a gift outside of Christmas. I'm thankful for the Christmas gift. Thank you very much. I'm grateful for the Valentine. Thank you very much. I'm thankful for the break. But when it's just because for no reason at all, just because I love you, baby, those gifts, and it could be a dandelion picked out of the front yard, those mean more to me because there's a thought about you outside of these times that I'm expected to do it. This is where I'm challenging us. Let's do something outside of just when it's expected. I'm beyond expectation. I do it because I want to. I might just pop up at your house because I want to see your face today. And I may not stay there a long time, but I just want to see your face for 10, 15, 20 minutes because you're important to me. I don't want to be stretched out someplace or you're stretched out somewhere. Oh, I loved you. I see nothing. No, spend time. Y'all hear what I'm saying? Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? So with that, time commitments, I want you to pay attention. By all means, give your passion some time, but give the people that you love your time as well. God sent me an adopted mom, and she has turned everything around for you, but I drift away from my prayer life. Your adopted mom has an entire family. My home church, they showed me a lot of love, and something changed, and you just drifted away. Dana Marie, I hear you, and so, I'm going to encourage you, even in this time. Thank you so much for being transparent and sharing that in the Lion's Den, and I want you to know this is always a safe place, and you don't get anything but love over here. Love is in the Lion's Den. So this is what I still want to encourage you to do, and I'm trying to go back and I think you were the one that was sharing that you love to write but you never do. Were you? Yes, that's your passion. Take this time to write. Take this time to write. Take this time to just begin to spend and share all that you have in your writing and see what comes out of it. I tell people a lot of times, if you want to learn about the world, read. If you want to learn about yourself, write. I'm gonna say that again, and that's not mine. I read that someplace years ago, and I just think it's so good. If you want to learn about the world, read and travel. If you want to learn about yourself, write. Because I promise you, when you write, and especially if you're journaling, what you see, and it doesn't just have to be journaling, but even when you write, you'll start seeing, because guess what? Pieces of you, Dana Marie, are in your writings. When you write, even if you're writing, whether it's fiction, whatever it is that you want to write, if you're a poet, and I love to write poetry. I think I got some other poets in it. Kim Possible 711, I think she shared that she's a poet. I saw that in my Discord channel. I said, shut up, I got another poet in the midst, and I believe that was her that was saying I'm a poet. Write, because when you write, you actually see reflections of yourself. It's like looking in a mirror. It's like your soul in the mirror, so you can see who you are and what your thoughts are. So even in this time, and I think so many times we look for this person, and I'm grateful for that. We look for that person, we look for the other person, when their time is not available to us, or whatever the situation might be. I don't know. But if you, as you stated, writing is a passion and you're not doing it, I want to encourage you to write. And I promise you that even as you write, if you want to know and learn the world, read and travel. But if you want to know yourself and know yourself more intimately and more clearly, I promise you, if you start writing, it will do that. It absolutely will. So you are the gift to the people that matter to you. Come on with that, DJ Onyx Hart. Miss Riz, our purpose and passion are connected to people, not, ooh, girl, come through, come through, come through. Listen, this is the thing that I feel, and I tell people all the time, it's all kind of people out there sent to the sheep, and that's okay. We love the sheep, the lion and the lamb laying down together. I'm called to wake up other lions. I'm a lion. I'm of the lion of the tribe of Judah. I'm called to wake up other lions. One of the things that we're understanding as the lions awake, it's not the profit of dollars and change and cha-ching. And some way, somehow, in this capitalistic society in which we reside, we have embraced the fallacy of that idea that it's all about the profit, it's all about the dollar, it's all about the money, which if we go back to Miss Riz, the conversation before you came, we were talking about Kobe and the 2-year anniversary and how callous it was that whoever the first responder was that leaked those footages, those pictures out of that. That's when dollar bills, cha-ching. That's when money is more important to you than the humanity of how is this going to impact his family to be looking at TV, or the families, because it wasn't just him. There were other families involved also. What impact does it have on the families to look up at a TV screen and see the wreckage and the remains of their loved ones out there? That's what we have created in this capitalistic society where we are chasing profit, P-R-O-F-I-T. And it's from the churches and the pulpits. It's from, whether in this instance, you're talking about government, because these are individuals that are representing first responders to a scene to secure it and to figure out, to make sure we can understand and identify. And you up here taking pictures and sending them off so that you can get profit, P-R-O-F-I-T. If we get to our purpose and do our passion, it's going to be connected to people. And this is one of the things that I'm saying about 2022 and beyond. For those that are going to thrive in this time, for those that are going to thrive moving forward, it's the people that connect to people. It's the people that connect to people, because at the end of the day, what has the pandemic really heightened more than anything? Disconnect. But we were disconnected before the pandemic ever came, y'all. Now, if the truth be told, we were disconnected long before the pandemic ever came. The pandemic just heightened it and took it to a level of where we had to physically disconnect. But we, and this, hear me when I say this, spiritual thought leader, we weren't disconnected. We were, no. Y'all were sitting in the same churches, but y'all were disconnected. Y'all were sitting at the same jobs, but y'all were disconnected. Y'all were sitting, some of y'all, in the same households with your family, but you were disconnected. Do y'all understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? If we understand, all the pandemic did was magnify and manifest the reality of how disconnected we are. And so this is the thing, even as we are seeing totally different realities. Some of you are, what your life and your world looks like now is totally different, because what you've had to do is find another way to connect. And the good thing about it is that some of these connections, come on here, Sight Giver, come on now. Some of these connections are actually finally connecting you. You're finally really becoming, come on, Dr. Dady Pre, she ain't in here, but that's my girl. Engagement matters. This is the reality and the power that we are now learning as an outcropping from the pandemic, is that engagement matters. Some of y'all were sitting on your jobs and you know you were disconnected. You know you may have been making long money, but that long money, you were disconnected from your purpose and from your passion. Am I talking to anybody? This is where I want us to understand. I want you to come to a wholeness. I want you to come to fulfillment. I want you to come to that place of success. I want you to have balance. I can't leave out the balance. That's my first point of order. You gotta be balanced. I want you to have that freedom. By all means, know your freedom. Get your freedom. Walk in your freedom. I want you to have good success, but I'm telling you, it's going to come from your purpose and passion and being connected and engaged with people. Am I talking to anybody in here? I hope you all are hearing and understanding what I'm saying. Wins 2000s, good morning to you. Make the actions line up with the words. Oh my God. And that all the way across the board, all the way across the board. Make the actions line up with the words. Your passion, your purpose, make it line up with the words. Wherever you go, from here to there, when you're with your family, when you're with your friends, when you go in the job environment, when you are at church, oh my God, can we get something something where the actions line up with the words. Come through, Wins 2000. Come through with that. I love it. I love it. I love it. Everything is relational, Miss Riz. And this is how, unfortunately, I'm go back to where we started on yesterday, and we got into the mental health issue and the recognition that the statistic, y'all, for Black male suicide has jumped up 70%. The statistic for Black males, that's a crisis. That is a crisis. The statistic for Black male suicide has jumped 70%. And listen, it's all the way across the board. It's in socioeconomic levels. It's not just at this one socioeconomic level. We see all the way across the board. Black males, whether they're professionals, whether they're in that mid-level, whether they're in the low income sector, it doesn't matter. We're just seeing a flat out increase all the way across the board. Y'all, we need to pay attention to that. That is screaming. That is screaming to us, Miss Riz. We've got to become relational. Something has to shift and something has to change in our existence. And I purport, in my opinion, it's because relationships are missing. Real, valid, loving, deep, caring relationships are missing. Broke down, never was. These are areas that we've got to look at. We've got to stare it dead in its eye and say, we are going to change this. What do we say all the time in this stream? We don't just talk about be the change or talk about change. We insist that we will be the change. So if I'm looking at being the change, we've got to become relational. We've got to have if we're going to put the brakes and the skids on a 70% increase in our Black male population across all demographics and socioeconomic levels, we've got to become relational. We've got to identify something is missing between us and our kings and our princes. Something is breaking down. Something is lacking. And I'm going to say this, even when we get back to what my sister said, who was that? Miss Riz said earlier. It's not about the profit. We get so caught up in the profit that all we see is a moneymaker, cha-ching. All we see is a cash cow. All we see is, but baby, there's so many other things to who people are than how much money they can bring in the house. I'm not telling anybody to go out and be frivolous and just do no. But I am saying we got to bring some balance to this, because at the end of the day, I'm more than a dollar bill. I am more than how much cash I have in my bank account and what I can bring in. I'm more than the house and the neighborhood that we live in. I'm more than the car that I drive down the street. Because listen, babies, if some of y'all tell the truth, some of y'all got all of that and you're still unhappy. You're still broken. You're still empty. There's still a longing, even though you may smile and pick and grin with all of your friends and family and loved ones when you come out. When you get home by yourself and it's just me, myself, and I, there's a longing and there's something that's missing deep down in your shondo, that all of that stuff doesn't mean a thing. Am I talking to anybody in here? And listen, I know I'm telling the truth. I don't have to ask nobody. I know I'm telling the truth, because I've seen some wealthy people, and I ain't talking about they got a little bit of chump change. I know some wealthy people and they're miserable as hell. Yes, I said it. They're miserable. And so a lot of times we're out here chasing the bag, but y'all missing. And that's why I said the balance. We got to deal with the balance. I got my purpose and my passion, but I'm definitely not going to sacrifice my relationships chasing my purpose and my passion. It all goes together because it's all relational. It's all relational. And then at the end of the day, you got to go to a point where you really have to feel connected, anchored. That's something that I talk about in Boss Energy. Are you anchored? Because if you're just out here flitting about and just floating and just, that can be one of the hardest places to try to exist, when you're out there just floating and you're not anchored to anything, but you're still trying to get it done. Man, you talk about frustrating. You talk about inability to really concentrate and focus and give it your best because you're just out here floating and you're not anchored to anything. You got to be anchored. And I promise you, the money is not going to anchor you. The house is not going to anchor you. The prestige, I don't care what people think about me in that regard. I'm not out here fronting and flexing for nobody. Nobody. I'm not going to live outside of my means for nobody. I'm not going to perpetrate a fraud and put on a front for nobody. What? For what? For what? At the end of the day, ground yourself. Get anchored. And that's something we're going to talk about in the Institute. And so, I'm not going to do all of that here. If you want it in depth, that talking about it, teaching, sharing, getting down into the meat of it in the Institute. But I'm telling you, you got to get anchored. I want you to get that. So at the end of the day, I see you, Tall Plums. Hard work. You got to do the hard work. Come through here. Y'all doing some talking over here. Y'all doing some good talking. You guess your brother Zephyr sent you here. Come on. I'm so glad you're here, Dana Marie. I'm so glad you're here. And listen, nothing is by accident. And these days and times, I promise you, divine assignment and divine appointment. God will send you to places and people you never knew before. And he will give you tools. He'll give you love. He'll give you all kinds of things. He'll give you strength and support that you need just when you need it. So listen, I'm glad that you're here. And whoever sent you here, tell them I said thank you. Would you do that, please? Tell them that I said thank you. So at the end of the day, DJ Onyx Hart, you do that for your future mother-in-law, and you all live with her, but she means so much to me. Sometimes you spend hours just talking. Listen, let me tell you something. And you're talking about generational talking. That is something, y'all, and I'm glad you mentioned it, DJ Onyx Hart. I wasn't going there, but there's power in it. We have missed generational talking and the power. We talking about Boss Energy still. And we're talking about mental wellness and there is so much that can be gleaned and gained when we talk with our ancestors. And this is a sad plight where I see our ancestors who are completely disconnected. If anybody has really suffered during the pandemic and this disconnect, it's been children who have missed on social development skills by not being able to interact with other individuals, and our seniors who some and many are in facilities where we can't even go in and see them. Good morning, Barbara Hardy. I see you. That's my sis. That's my these are they friend. I love you so much. And thank you for coming in the Lion's Den. We have lost the power and the jewels that come from generational conversation. Good grief. Half the time, y'all looking at folk, you're like, I don't even know who that is. I'm called upon quite frequently to do and perform funerals for my family. I think I've buried over half of my family. And since my father's demise, I think I'm probably in the 90%. I said half, but it's probably 90%. And I look and I hear conversation generationally. Who was that? I don't know. Whose child is it? I don't know. Who do they belong to? I don't know. And does anybody make an effort to say, hey, who are you? I'm so-and-so. Whose child is that? I don't know. And then we just keep on going. No generational conversation whatsoever. I don't know who you belong to. You don't know where. Matter of fact, one time I was doing a service and somebody came up from somewhere. I don't even know that he even belonged there. He just walked up in there like he was family. And I started asking people for safety reasons. Does anybody know this man? He just crept in like a thief in the night. No generational conversation whatsoever. The kids are with the kids, and I get it. I get it. But then my question begs, how much do you go out of your way to have that intergenerational conversation? How much do we actually start sharing? And this is where I still want to bring this back to where we're talking this week. And today is a little bit different, but I still want to bring in the mental health piece of it. Do y'all understand? And notwithstanding whether it's diminished capacity in the way of they may have Alzheimer's or something else where there's the inability to fully connect and engage there. But that's not all of our seniors. All of our seniors are not in a diminished capacity state. Some of them still have full faculties. Some of them are still sharp. Some of them are still very keen-minded individuals, and they are in a state of disconnect because nobody's talking to them. Nobody's outside of the workers that come there and work. Nobody's engaging with them. Nobody is letting them impart the generational knowledge, the wealth of their experience. Nobody is seeing the wealth in that anymore. It's like, okay, put them away and I'm doing my thing. Why? Because I'm chasing we're going to say, you want to say passion, but I'm really chasing the bag. Because again, if you have that level of balance, you can't just put somebody someplace and think that they're going to be okay till they close their eyes and die without having some kind of stimulation. Am I talking to anybody? Our seniors need stimulation. And while we're talking about mental health, can we identify that when they are in a continuous place of disconnect after having lived full and vital lives, to be relegated to some place where they have no stimulation that is mental cruelty. Y'all ain't ready for me. I'm still talking about boss energy. I'm still talking about rich, gifted hands. Come on in here. It's good to see you this morning. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Come on in here. We're glad to have you in the lion's den. Come on, come on, come on. Chasing profit and not the prophetic. Come through, Tall Pumps. There's a word right there, because the prophetic will speak to you. The prophetic will speak to you out of your shando about your passion and your purpose. And again, I want you to be clear. We're deconstructing the wall between the sacred and the secular. So I'm not talking about, somebody, well, I got to get in. It's spiritual thought leaders saying I got to get in somebody's prayer line so they can prophesy. No, baby, that ain't what matter of fact, I'm trying to tell you, the middle wall of petition has been taken away. All of y'all chasing people to speak into your life and tell you what your life is about. Baby, you got direct connection and direct communication. Get the word for yourself, from yourself, between you and God. Why are y'all chasing after all of these middle third-party individuals who may or may not hear it correctly? I need you to go straight to the source. So stop chasing the prophet, as Tall Pump said, and get in your prophetic. Get in your own prophetic. Prophesy over your own self. Am I talking to anybody? Woo! Get down in your shando. Get down in your place of understanding. What is my purpose? What is my passion? Stop looking for people to tell you about you. Am I talking to anybody? The prophetic and Tall Pumps, I could go a whole lot of places there. I'm gonna hold that too for the Institute. But you hit a nail on the head. We got to get, and that's the grounding. That's part of the connection that I'm talking about. Get connected. Y'all need to connect to yourself. That's why so many are chasing after somebody to tell them something, chasing after somebody to give them a word, chasing after somebody to give them insight and instruction. Baby, I need you to hunker down and start going inward. What did I say earlier? I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna say it again. If you want to know about the world, I want you to read and I want you to travel. But if you want to know about yourself, start writing. Start writing. Journal. And even if you're not journaling, as I said, if you decide you want to write a story about a fictional make-believe, whatever, right? But I promise you, when you go back and read it, you're going to see yourself. You're going to see your thought processes. You're going to see your thought patterns. You're going to see the things that you think about. You're going to see connections, and you're going to become aware of self-awareness. That's really what I'm saying. When you write and you read it back, what you experience is your own self-awareness. And some of us, we've gone through our whole lives without being self-aware. But I'm telling you, when you get there, baby, there's no boss energy. If you're not self-aware, the first thing, one of the basic things about boss energy, you must be self-aware. Am I talking to anybody this morning? Let me check the time. Oh, good. I got about 15 minutes left. So out the words, tall pumps, chasing the prophet and not the prophetic, Profit, and not the prophetic. And again, I'm deconstructing the walls for everybody that hears me saying, run after I'm not talking about going to church and running, getting in nobody's prophecy line. That is not what I'm talking about when I talk about the prophetic. Get connected to yourself and get connected to God, direct source, and get the information. Get the 411, as my nephew would say. Get the deets. Get the deets on yourself. Understand and realize yourself. Thank you for lurking and working. I appreciate you, rich one. Rich gifted hands. Come on, let me read that right. So in this one reason, I just got to it. You can be in the same bed and be disconnected. You said a whole word right there, Bishop. You can be in the same bed and be disconnected. So this is the place and the challenge that the pandemic has really highlighted for us, not for anything negative, but to really put us on higher and stronger ground. That we must, in this season and time. I said, this isn't the age of law. This isn't the age of church. This is the age of God. And the age of God is always about connection. Why did he create humanity? And then extension of that, it's not good. I want you to have fellowship. I want you to have communion. I want you to have people in your lives. I want you to have love in your life. I want you to have interaction. I want you to have engagement, because engagement matters, Dr. Dady. I want you to have all of that in your life. I want you to be fruitful and multiply. I want you to have dominion. I want you to come in and be able to enjoy all of this with boss energy. But that comes from being connected to one another, to being connected to God, from being connected with the world in which we live, being connected, as Jay Trey said earlier. I can't see my brothers and sisters hurting and not hurt. That's because she's connected. Am I talking to anybody? Come on, Pam, I am. I'm talking. I'm sharing. I'm waking up the lions. This is the reality that we're called to create. And this is where, can I really be real here? I think the disconnect comes and creates the mental state of not being healthy. When we disconnect from whatever element, from whatever aspect, we create the state of mental unwellness, mental illness, mental breakdown, mental suffering. Think about it. Think about it. And we're better together because when I connect to one reason, when I connect to Tall Pumps, when I connect to DJ Onyx Heart, DJ Classic, when I connect to each of you that come in the Lion's Den on a daily, I get strength. I find hope. I get happy. I'm excited. I get healed. Am I talking to anybody? From connection. From connection. And listen, one reason I tell people all the time, the worst loneliness you can have is to be in the same bed and disconnected. And I'm saying that figuratively. The worst disconnection you can have is to be in the very presence of people and look around and realize that you're disconnected. Oh yeah, Tall Pumps. The pandemic, it was a message for us. It was a message for us. It was a message for us, Tall Pumps. No doubt about it. Love you, DJ Onyx Hart. Love you. You take care of yourself, and with so much love coming to you. You quit your job in 2018 to run your own business because the human services employer did not see. Come on, Miss Riz. From the humans we were supposed to serve. Disconnected. And you know, Miss Riz, we see that on the job every day. And that's why thank you for doing what you did. And thank you for running your business. Thank you for establishing your entrepreneurship in this realm, because we need it. We need people that care. We need people that can see folks. We need people, and may God absolutely pour out an abundance on you in every way. That includes material. But because your heart is right, may the Lord give back, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. That's what I want for you. And we need more people that instead of chasing the bag, start caring about the people. And then that gift will make room for you. Am I talking to anybody? Miss Riz, I decree and declare it is so, that the gift that you have will make room for you because you cared about the people and the passion and the purpose and pursuit of it with a pure heart. Baby, you can't go wrong. Thank you. Pam, I am. I'm so glad you're here. Bless you, sis. So at the end of the day, KB Browns, I see you roaring. At the end of the day, I see you guys. So at the end of the day, be the change, Rebel. That's what we always say in here in the Lion's Den, SK8843, Michelle Browno. Be the change that you want to see. And if we're going to make a difference, Simply Kim 617, good morning to you and welcome in the Lion's Den. If we're going to have change in this world, and again, we're going to continue talking about, particularly, I'm highlighting and lifting up all of our Black brothers, our kings, our princes. I appreciate everybody. But listen, when I saw that 70% increase in Black male suicide again across all demographics of the Black community, social, economic, and otherwise, that shook me to my core. And something down in my shondo said we got to pump the brakes on that. Something is happening to our Black brothers and they've been disconnected for a long time, but at this point they're just checking out on us. I'm done. I'm ready to go. See you later. I love y'all, but I can't do this no more. 70% increase. That's no joke, y'all. And I know, you know how we do it in here. We crack jokes, we laugh, we act silly, we get on the poll. I got my poll. Listen, Michelle Browno, you're gonna have to tell me your poll name. I got Chocolate Testimony, and I got Thunder, and the Thunderclap. I'm gonna have to get my what's your poll name, Michelle? I don't have your poll name. We get on the poll. We as we take from the Rebel Inc., we righteous and ratchet over here. But at the end of the day, I'm very serious about what we do. I'm very serious about what we say. And I'm very serious that we want to be the change. 70%. Somebody... Now, for everybody that came in on the raid and doesn't know how we do, y'all came in on the serious end. But this is really, listen, cinnamon kiss. Tall Pumps coming in talking about, somebody said, now how come Tall Pumps was the first one? Tall Pumps, the first one to show up as soon as I said poll, and she gonna come and talk about, somebody said poll? Somebody said poll? Good morning, Simply Kim 617. We clowning now. We done had some good talk, but we clowning now, sis. Listen, I just want y'all to pay attention, Did y'all see how quickly Tall Pumps came in? And she was wrecked. She was wrecked, y'all. She was ready. And she got in here before Cinnamon Kiss could even... Cinnamon Kiss couldn't even respond with her name, and Tall Pumps was already up in. Y'all, look at this. Look at this going all across the screen. Look at y'all. Tall Pumps Rebel said, "Sat down, ma'am." KB Browns, I can't do nothing with them. Armani G-Mom, they out of control. Miss Frosty, you know. Royal Confessions, attending the funeral today of a good friend, extremely intelligent, very well-rounded individual who committed suicide. And that's what I'm talking about, Royal Confessions. That's what, listen, they meeting in the fellowship hall for pole lessons. Royal Confessions, my love goes with you today from the Lion's Den. Our prayers go with you. I know the pain of that, and I send so much love and energy your way. And this black brother I know was near and dear to so many people. And as you said, extremely intelligent, very well-rounded individual, but one of our black brothers that committed suicide. And I'm telling y'all, this isn't this is real. This isn't a made up statistic. This isn't make believe. These are real hard numbers. And our condolences are going to you. And so at the end of the day, as we wrap up, I got sisters already running to the polls, so that's my cue. As we wrap up, well, listen, Royal Confessions, I was getting ready to get real serious and really get on this condolences, and the next thing I looked up and there you are. But I ain't mad at you, sis. I'm not mad at you. Y'all too much for me in the Lion's Den. Cinnamon and chocolate come through. Shelly Thunder came through for that. Wait a minute. Where's my thunder? I think the poll is officially out, y'all. The poll is officially out. When you hear the thunderclap, the poll has come out. Oh my God. Get the oil for a sight giver. Not for other reasons, for anointing. Y'all doing too much in here. Oh my God. That's why I love you guys. Royal Confessions said, "I'm bubbling brown sugar." Oh my God. Y'all doing the most out here. Y'all doing the most. I love you guys. I really do. KB, they ain't right. They ain't right, KB Browns. Now, so we got new folk in there. They're going to be like, oh my God, poor Kim. She came in at the very end. She missed all of that good talking. She said, honey, these folk talking about the poll. I ain't going back in there. But at the end of the day, y'all know I love you guys. This is the Lion's Den. As I said, let's take this. Please take some of the things that I said away today. Number one, let's think about the mental health of our senior citizens, those that are in nursing facilities, senior high rises and places like that. Please know that they need interaction. They need communication. They need connection. And many of them are disconnected. And I can only imagine what that feels like. So let us connect back to our senior citizen population because they need us. And if the truth be told, we need them. The knowledge that they have, the understanding that they have, the generational conversations and the intergenerational conversations that we need to start creating. That needs to happen for all of us. We need their knowledge. There are things that they've lived through. There are things that they know that we need an impartation, and we need to have conversations, and they need us to come and stimulate us, to stimulate them, to give them a sense of worth and well-being because they're very, very important to us. So let's pay attention to that. Pay attention. There's some key critical components here. Now, Crazy Berrytown, good morning to you, sis. Good morning. Crazy Berrytown is a streamer, and she's our Zumba director and instructor. I want you all to check her out. If you're not following her, please follow Crazy Berrytown. She will bless your whole life. Also on Fridays at 12 noon, every Friday, Crazy Berrytown, along with Kim Possible 711. They come in and we do good grief. And again, this is for a journey together through the process of grief. And we understand grief is not just the loss of our loved ones. You can grieve many different things. So I appreciate you, Crazy Berrytown. Thank you for coming in. You showed up at just the right time, Crazy Berrytown, because they done popped out the poll. And so listen, I think they're trying to see if they can figure out Zumba on the pole. Can that be done, Crazy Berrytown? Can they do Zumba on the pole? Inquiring minds want to know. I appreciate you for being here. I want to ask all my streamers before we get out of here, please put your information in the chat if you would. Every streamer in here, put your information in the chat. And I would love those of you in the Lion's Den. Please support the streamers that have come in to support us this morning. I appreciate you all so much. You guys are the best, the absolute best. I love you. It's almost time for me to go, so we're going to get ready to get out of here. Again, if you would put those times down in the chat. I want to appreciate everybody that's here today, everybody that came on the raid. One reason for that raid that you gave us on today. You are such a blessing. I call him the Bishop of Twitch. He is he's the whole vibe, as Dr. Dady Priest would say. And of course, I always encourage you, if you're not following Dr. Dady Priest and Engagement Matters, please follow her. She will bless your whole life. She is the vibe. To everybody that came in today, thank you for coming in. I love you so much. We're going to be raiding somebody. We'll be back tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel, and from 7 to 9 here. Yes, you O Cubed, one-on-one, just me and you. Thank you so much. I'm glad you guys are following each other. Please do that. Zumba on the pole, Crazy Berrytown. Zumba on the pole. Can it be done? I see you holding your head. Is that a no? Is that a no, Crazy Berrytown? Inquiring minds want to know. Okay, I love y'all. We're going to get ready to get up out of here. It's been a blessed day. We're continuing to push. You know my position this week and every week. We want to normalize mental wellness and mental health. I'm going to say it again. I want us to normalize mental wellness and mental health. And even as I said on yesterday, just like you do wellness checks for your body, I don't know why we feel like we cannot do wellness checks with our mind, with our emotions, with the psychological element of who we are. Why do we feel like we can only deal with mental wellness when we're sick or we're afflicted? If the only time you went to the doctor was when you were sick and afflicted and did no maintenance, that's just not, as we've learned physically, not the best route to go. Let's take that same mindset with our mental wellness. Mental wellness. It doesn't have to be mental illness. Let's work on mental wellness and mental health. And I believe that we'll be better for it. I love you so much. I'm looking at Crazy Berrytown that says, I believe it can be done. Y'all silly. Well, I feel for my brother and I feel for my sister. Listen, Royal Confessions, you got love. You got so much love and prayers going with you as you go to that funeral service on today. And may God strengthen all of those that remain in the loss of your dear brother. We love you so much. May Solomon, there's my sister. I love you, girl. I just love you. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Now we got to get on up out of here because it's time to go. It's time to go. I've gone just a little bit over time, but that's okay. Y'all gonna love me anyhow. Follow me out there on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Patreon, Twitter, Twitch, Anchor, Discord, and more, y'all. Y'all can just follow me. Would you do that? And you know the mantra that we have, I am all powerful in love. And I like to say it this way because, listen, I can do all things through the love, through the power, through the anointing. And listen, I don't have a spirit of fear. I don't have a spirit of intimidation. I've got power, I've got love, and I've got a sound mind. And you do too. And with that being said, yes, you are all powerful in love. Use your power. Come through. Listen, and we tell you this, don't just talk about change, but I want you to be the change. And because we're all in this together, it's us, you, me, we all. It really, really is. We have an affirmation. I am whole. There are no gaps in my spirit, only a small opening for breakthroughs. I am one with my entire journey. The present moment is the only moment my soul cares to exist in. I am in pursuit of self-evolution. Wherever I go, growth finds me. However I heal, abundance finds me. Whatever I do, a miracle finds me. I am the beacon light of my blessings I am the beacon light my blessings are searching for. The longer I sit in the warmth of my glow, the easier it is for them to spot me. With gratitude, faith, and humility, I am the resolution to any change that comes my way. And at the end of the day, it's no quit. It's no quit. Listen, we are going to be the best that we possibly can be. And over here, we're flowing in boss energy. That's the way we do it over here. We do it with boss energy. I love you so much, and I want you to come back and see me tomorrow. I want to appreciate everybody that's come in here today because you guys are the absolute best. I love you. I love you. I love you. I'm looking, and I appreciate Miss Riz. Thank you for subscribing today, and thank you for talking in the chat. You really blessed us. Rich Gifted Hands, D Slay, Dana Marie's 90, Stinks, Gorzam, Bill Ingsley. I'm sorry I messed up that one name. I appreciate you, and thank you so much for following on today. Garza Robin. Y'all help me with that one. I love you. I love you. I love you. And you know how we do it over here. I always tell you when we're getting up out of here, I want you to have peace for your journey. Now copy that raid message. One reason. Thank you for the raid.